H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy. Not guilty. Y'all got to feel me. Welcome back to Take Me Down a Rabbit Hole, episode 17. What did I say? No way Jay-Z is going down when he's the middleman between the hip hop world and the elite cabal who do nothing more than to sex traffic, drug, kidnap, sacrifice folk. There was no way. There was no way. Now, maybe this is a bigger play that these lawyers are trying to make, but we'll see about that. I will not be holding my breath. But welcome. How are y'all doing this evening? How are y'all doing? No, I feel you on the ice cream. Listen, I'm out of ice cream right now. But as soon as I get back out and about, I've been kind of writing all day, so I didn't go anywhere today. But as soon as I'm definitely gonna re-up on my batch of ice cream. Good, Edelson. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. Hope everybody's week was good. It's just been a crazy. It's just a crazy 2015. That's all I have to say. But let me put this on the screen. So I really, like I said, I'm not surprised. So there's really nothing that I'm going to say more than I'm not surprised. I already knew what was going to go down. This man and his accomplices have been ducking and dodging these allegations for years. And supposedly he didn't get paid a settlement on this one. That's what he's saying. He didn't get paid. He did not pay out a settlement on this. The girl just voluntarily dropped her case. And even the news outlets admit that there was no rhyme or reason as to why it was dropped or dismissed, but it has been dismissed without prejudice, with prejudice, which means that they cannot refile. So to be honest, I really don't even know what this is all about. And I know there are a lot of people that are saying, oh, you just wanted to see a black man go down, or it's not about that. It's not about that. It's knowing how these people get down and watching for years and years them get away with this stuff. And as soon as the assault victims come out, these people with money, all they do is just dismiss it. All they do is talk around it and then, dismiss it as if it didn't happen. And again, what happened to the tape? They said there was a tape. Who was on the tape? Yeah, I'm just really disappointed. I'm really disappointed. If he's innocent, then cool, but I'm really just at a loss for words. It says the Jane Doe in the case attorney voluntarily dismissed the lawsuit with prejudice through her attorney, according to the filing. Quote, counsel for plaintiff have discussed this matter with counsel for each defendant who acknowledged and consent to this submission. The brief notice of voluntary dismissal is stated. And again, they allege back to the 2000 VMA awards where the plaintiff alleges that this happened, where, a lot of the internet sleuths have found out that no, it wasn't 2000 VMAs, but it was actually the 2003 VMAs. But, again, they're still saying that those were baseless allegations. So same thing that happened with the Latham case happened in this case, and I'm just not surprised. How do y'all feel about it? I mean, Were y'all shocked that I wasn't shocked at all. You said it took so much to get Diddy to sit on the bench. This is small potatoes for Jay-Z. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just kind of reeling at all the things that are going on right now and just wondering kind of where we are, where we are in the timeline, because yeah, I'm just wondering where we are in the timeline. And that's actually what I'm talking about. You said, have you ever considered any doomsday apocalypse prep or ever thought about it? To be honest, no, I haven't. I'm not a prepper. Not that I found there's anything wrong with that. I'm just not a prepper. I don't know if the apocalypse is going to come in my lifetime. So I really just try to do my best to stay prayed up and hope that, because I have asked the Lord, like, hey, listen, let me know so I can head to the mountains or wherever we need to run. But I don't know. And I guess my other thought is, are we going to be able to go anywhere? There's been so many speculations about, FEMA setting up camps and different things like that. I just don't know eventually if we're going to come to a point where, if we're not even going to be allowed to go out of the country. It's going to be so closed off that there's not going to be anywhere for us to run. So, no, I'm kind of just whatever the Lord has for me. I'm going to do my best to stay out of trouble, but if it goes down, it goes down. He said, ask no questions, hear no lies. Yeah. And it kind of reminded me, I don't know if y'all remember the singer Duffy. Don't you be wasting all your money on syrup and honey. You might remember her from Mercy. That was her biggest hit, but I liked her album, so I kind of know her music a little bit. But she Duffy, let me put her on the screen. She actually came out back in, I believe, 2000, February of 2000. And she said that she had, in fact, on her birthday, was at dinner and got kidnapped and taken to a whole different country where she was drugged and sexed and for 4 weeks, she said. And this lady left the spotlight. I mean, she left it. And I don't think she's been back. I think maybe about 5 years or so ago, she came out and was talking about it, but she would not release any names. She would not give any type of information about it other than the fact that she had been taken and this had been done to her over a 4-week period. And it just, so many, again, it's not just about celebrities, right? Because this happens to everyday people. But just to think that if you have money, you can just sweep this stuff under the rug is pretty scary. To know that these deviants are running around, they can put you on a plane, take you to a whole different country. Nobody would even know where you were. If they didn't bring this lady back, would nobody know where to find her? And so, I'll be honest. Today, I'm pretty saddened. I'm pretty saddened. Yeah, I'm just pretty sad. And yeah, and she was talented. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. Did Jay-Z instigate this psych ops on himself? And and that's what I'm also wondering. Was this all a ploy? Was this all to put this in our face and make it so far-fetched that we won't believe another victim? Because again, this is not the first name that his name has been associated with something like this. If I had never read the federal, indictment, I would have, I'd be like, why would he do something like that? Why would Jay-Z have to do something like that? But then, yeah, you think about people like Mr. Cole and stuff. He was out raping people. I think he's back in jail for it. So these people, it doesn't matter how much money they have, how much fame they have, a deviant is still a deviant. And so I really don't know. That's a really good question. I've been wondering myself. And a lot of people, because they feel like he's been falsely accused, they have a lot more sympathy for him. It's the bowing down to Hove all over again. So I don't know. I don't know. You said, where do you think the Diddy's house blackmail footage is? I feel like it's in the same hands of the people that had the footage of him kicking Cassie around. These people have all of the evidence that they need. And I think that they've known that this stuff was going on. They probably didn't expect for someone like Cassie to go and start speaking out. And so they didn't have to, they wouldn't have to come forward with it. But I think the feds got it. They raided his house. They got everything else that they leaked. Did the hotel hold on to the tape? No, I don't think so. I think they know who's doing what. And the deep state keep tabs. And whenever they need to, if you step out of line, they release the footage. See, just like a lot of the celebs were saying, the reason why Diddy went down is because he got too big for his britches and started trying to do the liquor company and all that kind of stuff. Jay-Z ain't doing none of that stuff. Jay-Z is down with the get down. Remember how he got everybody to stop kneeling? Oh, we passed the kneeling when everybody was all trying to, stick up for Colin Kaepernick. Jay-Z has never spoken out against the establishment. So that's why he's safe. And they're going to protect him at all costs. Now, these are just my opinions. But that's what I think. Deep, he said deep. Yeah, it's some crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff. Yeah, I love the Mercy song too. She got a really good album. Again, really just real natural singer, no auto-tune, no nothing like that. It's sad what's going on with these people. You said, what did you do to make them niggas that mad? Exactly. And I'm glad you brought that up. Was that if it wasn't Jay-Z that did it to himself, was that the elite saying, hey boy, you better stay in your place because we can take you down too? We'll never know. And just like I wrote on, I don't even remember where I wrote. I think it was just on IG, but Weinstein got out. Jay-Z, now he off. And Epstein got offed. These are the 3 co-conspirators in the indictment. And now they're all, and guess what's going to happen? All this just getting swept under the rug. This is a doggone shame. You said, wait, now thinking about it, someone said Jay-Z sent Kendrick to attack Drake with similar accusations that Jay-Z had in the Fed case you showed us. Jay-Z has huge input on the Super Bowl too. Exactly. Doesn't he own like part of the NFL or some crazy stuff like that? But no, I didn't hear that he had sent Kendrick to attack Drake. That's crazy. What would be the reason? What would be the reason? Not saying that you're wrong or anything like that, but what would be the reason for them to want to attack Drake? Like I don't know, like looking at Drake's little puppy face nowadays, I kind of feel bad for him. Not, excuse me, not if he was messing with minors. No, no, no. But if he wasn't, and and he just got out rapped, out musicked by somebody who's better than him, then dang, it's looking real sad for him. And I don't know if he can bounce back. I see he's got the whole Party Next Door love tape, like love mixtape or whatever he's got going on. I'm like, what? Wasn't Party Next Door? You know what? I ain't gonna put his business out, but I mean, I wasn't the one that put it out, but doesn't he like the men's? And you making a love album with him? You think that's gonna go over? You think that's gonna bring you back? Probably not. Oh, you said, oh, what did Duffy do? What did Duffy do to get kidnapped and Amazon shipped? Oh my gosh, over to a different country. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. She was getting big. I know that her, music was doing well, but I don't think you have to do anything. I really don't think that you have to do anything. You got a target. They just put targets on people. I mean, she's a cute girl. With talent, I don't know. They just like to they like to break people like that. I don't know. I really don't think you have to do anything. But yeah. And then brought her back like nothing happened. It's crazy. You said, I don't know if you know it, but there's a Bishop Don Juan, pimp turned pastor preacher. Supposedly the reason he started his church is money laundering from the pimping money. I wouldn't be surprised, because has anybody heard a sermon from Bishop Don Juan? Does he have a church? What's the doctrine that he's preaching? I mean, because I heard that, but that he had turned preacher, but I haven't heard anything that he's preached. And if he is laundering money, that's crazy. But I've noticed that a lot of people, especially dirty dealing people, they will hide in the church to do this stuff. Speaking of money laundering and pimping, did y'all see that Paula White, I think her last name is Kane now, Paula White Kane, got chosen for the White House faith office? Now, I didn't know this, but she supposedly was Trump's advisor back in 2016. But Paula White is a preacher of the prosperity gospel. And she has people sow into her ministry to get, certain, what I call omens. If y'all don't let me put her on the screen. And Paula, if y'all know, Paula was actually seen having an affair with Benny Hinn. Now, when the news came out and they caught them holding hands coming out the hotel room, they cut it off, and she's now on her third marriage. But this is who they have in the White House to be the faith advisor to us all. And I'm a little worried about that. Number one, because the office that she's pretending to be in, but secondly, because the book of Revelation talks about a woman who goes to the king of the north. She's from the south, like her dad is the king of the south, and she goes to the king of the north. And then that's when the fighting ensues, because she gets into a league with these people, and then the league gets broken. And so I'm kind of weary of any woman that comes into this type of position, especially an advisor to the president. Because I'm like, any day, this junk can get kickstarted. So I don't know. You said Drake had a slight issue with Beyonce and blocked her house music rollout when he released a house album. Oh, before her. Oh. Beyonce strategically, put Kendrick on one of her album cuts. Oh, did not know that. And you're right, you never do that. Not to the Queen Bee. That is so, see, that type of mess. I don't like a bully. I do not like a bully. And in my eyes, Jay-Z and Beyonce are bullies. Now, Drake see me like he a little bit of a bully too, but I guess. I mean, may the best man win. Why are you mad? And she's got this thing where she wants to be in every genre, and you can't be better. It's just sickening to me. It's just sickening. I can't wait till they go away. The problem is we act like humans are infallible and sometimes even hold them up like saviors or idols. They'll do what's good for them and their people agenda. Oh, no, I know it. Oh, I know it. I mean, it's like, I know that humans are not perfect, but it still is disgusting when you see it. You know, when you see people act like that, it's still disgusting. Drake knew what he was doing because they had pre-planned some music before the situation. So Drake knew what he was doing when he dropped that music. I guess my next question would be, what would be the reason why Drake has it out for her? If he purposely did it to stop her or to, put an album out in front of her, what would be the reason? I feel like he has the same narcissistic behavior as they do. They're all shady to each other. They're just all shady to each other. You said, since I like the Duffy album, what sort of music do you listen to? I like R&B. I like soul music. I like early jazz as well. But mostly R&B, hip hop. I like it. But yeah, my playlist is mostly just R&B for the most part. But I do like, I don't know what genre Duffy would fall in, but when I have my Amy Winehouse type of playlist, she comes on it. Obviously Amy Winehouse, the Leanne de Havas, I think is how you pronounce her name. That type of, I like that type of feel as well. Her doing Kendrick shot some disses directly at Drake. As perfectionist as Beyonce is, you can't tell me she ain't no Kendrick was shooting at Drake. I don't know. She doesn't take me as a person who even listens to other people's music, to be honest. I just see her as self-absorbed. Like, honestly, I'm surprised that she was celebrating Kelly's birthday the other day. He said in her song, oh, you don't see, there's no way she was shooting shots at Drake in her song. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't listen to, I don't listen to Kendrick. I don't even listen to Drake. I think I like a few songs from him, but if I ever search for a Drake song, you like typed it in to listen to, it would be started from the bottom. Other than that, I don't think I've ever searched and listened to a Drake song. And I definitely don't listen to Beyonce. Do I think that Beyonce would have fallen off without Jay-Z? Uh, no, I don't think that she will. That's kind of hard to say simply because, again, I really don't know too many people that buy Beyonce albums or listen to her like that. So I can't see her being as big of a name as she is. But from what I hear, she'd be doing some major, witchcrafts. So maybe she would have. But I do think the link up put them both at a certain stat, because I don't even think Jay-Z would be as big as he is right now if he wasn't with Beyonce. So I think the question to me would be the other way around. I don't think that Jay-Z would be here without Beyonce. Because even though people act like they love him and he's the best to ever do it, I don't hear people listen to Jay-Z like that either. And it could be where I'm at, but I don't ever hear, hey, put that Jay-Z on. You think Erykah Badu is sus or a witch? Tales of Men Fall in Love. Well, Erykah Badu is a self-proclaimed witch. It's not me saying that she's a witch. I mean, yeah, I say she's a witch, but she says it out her own mouth. I mean, there's not, hold on, let me see if I can pull up. I mean, if you've even looked around her room, because she'll show the rooms and stuff that she's in sometimes, you see all the stuff that she's into. Hold on, let me pull this up. So some of this stuff is just blatant in your face. Like, let me show you. This is what she does. This is the stuff that she. This is her. She got her crystals and all kinds of stuff. She got the one eye symbolism. And I don't know what all this stuff is, but look like a witch to me. She claims she's a devoted witch. She's proud of it. Look at this. And this is the thing about, like back in the day when, I don't know if you guys had to read like Macbeth and stuff like that in school, they always show you these ugly old hags. But that's not what these witches look like. These are beautiful women. So you don't think anything of it. And yeah, I heard, I think it was Belial, if I'm not mistaken. And I sure hate that his parents named him Belial. But he even said, like, you cannot look into this lady's eyes because you go into a trance. Here's another picture. Look at this. This is some scary stuff. So yeah. Yeah, I think she's self-proclaimed witch. Yeah, he said that in a Vlad interview. If you ever watched Bilal's Vlad, matter of fact, I put the clip, which I'm surprised Vlad let me do it. I shouldn't say that out loud. I don't want him to take me down, but in the trees that God made, I want to say it was the first one. I put it in there, his interview where he's talking about them. But yeah, some crazy stuff. He said, "Yep, Beyonce, Lisa Bonet, Erykah Badu, all these women aren't bad looking, and all of them are witches." Is Lisa Bonet a witch? I didn't know that. I did not know that. But I don't put it past none of these people. Let me see if I can pull up some pictures of Lisa. I mean, did she say that, or she just, you can kind of just see it in her? Oh, Lisa Bonet is not even her real. Oh, okay. I see. Never mind. I was going to say that's not even her real name. I mean, she looks, she looks like it, but I guess I've just never heard of anybody say anything like that about her. But yeah, you can mess around, get mesmerized, and next thing you know, you are caught up. You said now you got to throw out all you see. You didn't know that. I mean, I'm sorry to, put that out there, but I thought everybody knew that. Yeah, I thought everybody knew that. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of a song where she's kind of blatant. I really think the only no, I don't know if she's blatant like that in her music. I'm trying to think of some tracks where she might have been singing about it, but I think she's pretty. She don't put it in her lyrics like that. Not like Beyonce does. Yeah. But see, that's the thing. You said I thought she was just eccentric and spiritual. See, that's the thing. That spiritual quote unquote, that's where that's where it'll get you. Because spirits can be good and spirits can be evil. That's why scripture tells us we need to test the spirits. So, yeah, no, I think she's self-proclaimed. Let me see if I can find a clip of her saying she's a witch. Mm-hmm. Let me see if she's somebody claimed that she has a video where she's talking about the difference between. Oh wait, okay. So they claim. Hold on. Let's see if this is a video. It says that Erykah Badu admits she's a witch and makes men fall in love with her through magic. Hold on, let me put this up. We'll watch it together. I haven't seen it, so I don't know if this. I hope it's not like an AI video. Did I celebrate Valentine's Day? Not really. I can't say that I celebrated it. I'm not big into holidays. I'm really just not. Yeah, I'm not into holidays. So no, I didn't. I mean, like I kicked it, Like me and my husband kicked it, but I wouldn't call it a celebration. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a celebration. Here's the thing. I see how people act with holidays. Number one, I think most of them are pagan, but when you watch people, they get so butthurt about holidays. They'll even go broke over holidays. And I don't like being caught up in that. If I want to give you a gift or something like that, I want it to be just because. I don't want a day to tell me that I have to do it, if that makes sense. So y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny. But yeah, no. How about you? Did y'all celebrate? Yeah, like I watched a whole bunch of videos of like women, and it was really just the women that were just breaking down, and if so and so don't do this for you, then you need to break up with him. They wanted people to break up their marriages. I wouldn't even say break up. I feel like breakup is for boyfriend girlfriend. They wanted people to divorce their husbands for not getting them gifts or particular stuff. I think that stuff is just foolishness, and I think that's what these holidays are kind of meant for. And I don't like it. I do not like it whatsoever. You think Valentine's Day is performative and vain then? Um, I think if you're not like that every other day, I think if you're not like that throughout the year, then yes. Because there's people like my parents. My parents' anniversary is on Valentine's Day. And my mom did not want my dad to get her anything because they do things for each other throughout the year, which is understandable. And so they don't make it like this big deal. Yeah, you hang out, you celebrate it, lovey-dovey stuff, but it's just not, oh, you got to buy me this, you got to buy me that. It has to be $1,000 or else you don't love me, that type of stuff. I think, again, when you're in long-term relationships and stuff like that, that kind of stuff, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. It matters for people who are in it for the aesthetics, if that makes sense. Because we ain't tripping about that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. You said, heck no, I celebrate Valentine's Day. Hold on. Hey, oh, there it goes. My standards apparently must have been too high for the modern day Christian woman. Now, why do you say that your standards were too high? Like what were you doing that would warrant them saying that your standards were too high? Yeah, when I was young, don't get me wrong, I was all about it. We went all out. We would buy presents and get dressed up and go out. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't do that, but I just don't make it a big deal. You said, I always thought Valentine's Day had to do with the saint, but it might be pagan or switched up now. No, I think it still is. I looked into it, and yeah, some guy named Saint Valentine, but there was really no rhyme or reason as to why we were dedicating a lover's day to him, though. And then I know that a lot of people say it is from the Roman Catholic, like Lupercalia or something like that. But I don't know. I was looking into it. I didn't really see too many ties, except for the day that it's celebrated on. Because I think their holiday is like February 15th, and then the Saint Valentine's Day obviously is on the 14th. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But let me play this. Let's see what this guy has to say. If it's foolishness, then we'll just turn it off. But
have you guys heard about this? It's a long-running rumor that legendary singer Erykah Badu is a witch who makes men go crazy over her by performing magic on them. Check this out.
You are keenly aware of the urban legend that men can't look you in the eye without falling in love.
That's why I try to wear,
So how does it affect, when a man knows, I'm going to look at her and I'm never going to be able to forget him?
Women too, and children and animals. Any living, breathing thing.
How do you describe it?
What, my power? I think it's indescribable.
I mean, she's even said herself that she's a witch. And I don't know if it's because people are always calling her that, or if it's because she actually means it. One of her followers on Facebook wrote a comment after watching the video. I've always enjoyed her music and eccentric style, but that's a witch hat. And any other celeb who wears it does to service that purpose, plain as day. Erykah was actually the first person to reply to the comments, and she wrote, "I'm a witch."
I also like to use my own one.
You heard it there for yourself. She admitted it. She is indeed a witch, and the secret to her power is what she calls the Badu box.
People have also always said that her relationships give off some pretty witchy vibes, especially that Badu box narrative. Erykah has been asked a few times about her Badu box. Men who dated Erykah in the past have said that there's something about her, and while none of them have openly said anything specific about Erykah being a witch, there has always been a conspiracy theory that she gives them some sort of passion fruit.
Now, obviously, this Badu box is not talking about a literal box. This is slang for a woman's private part. Now, this is nothing more than sex magic. That's what she is performing on people who she's intimate with. Here's what rapper Common, who is Erykah Badu's ex, had to say on the matter.
Yeah, the Badu box is real. It can take you to another universe. But seriously, that's when you meet somebody that's real special. And you're like, man, this woman she got something else, man. It ain't just the looks. It's like something that's kind of like spirit-wise, where you're like, this woman got something else.
He might not know it, but what he is describing and what he experienced when he had intercourse with Erykah Badu was ritualistic sex magic. That is what she is performing on those who she dates and who she has intercourse with to make them fall deeper and deeper in what you would call love with her or infatuation with her. When you have intercourse with somebody, you are opening your soul up to that person. You are making yourself, your spirit, vulnerable to that person. And that act gives spirits legal rights and access to your soul. And that is how she is doing this type of witchcraft on these men. This woman even went as far as to create a perfumed candle that was the scent of her private part, spreading this witchcraft and sex magic abroad.
Erykah also decided to drop her Badu Premium Incense, a fragrance she made to smell like her private parts, and it sold out on her online shopping store within minutes of its availability. While explaining why she came up with a product that literally represented her essence, Erykah told BET, first of all, I'm Erykah Badu. Secondly, in this industry, it's a legend that my box changes people. It changes their influences, their religion, their politics, and everything else. So that's why I decided to do it. I feel like everybody deserves it. Erykah told 10 Magazine, I took lots of hairs in my panties, cut them up into little pieces and burned them. Even the ash is part of it.
Absolutely wild. Apparently, this is just a well-known fact in the music industry, to the point that new up-and-coming rappers are warned not to go anywhere near this woman because she is a witch.
Glasses Malone also once gave a story of how he was crazily attracted to Erykah when he first saw her. And just before he could approach her, Birdman told him to calm the hell down and not approach her because she's a witch.
I looked in his face, and it did not look like it was no joke. It looked like he was serious. Like, she had power. And I remember just calming down, like, you know what? Let me listen to this. You know, even New Orleans, Louisiana, so they know about all that stuff.
Sex magic and witches are a real thing. I know that this is true from personal experience. Those of you who know my testimony know that unawarely, I was dating a woman.
Okay, they lost me at she cut up her drawers and you made a potion by cutting up your dirty drawers so that you can get the essence of what you smell like, put it in a bottle, sold it. It got sold out. You gotta be kidding me. Now, Why would you? Okay. See, and this is what people, man. And I'm sorry to say this. If you bought her perfume, I apologize. No, I don't. How desperate do you have to be that you want to go around smelling like somebody else's vagina just so you can catch a man? Let me hip you on a little game. You ain't got to do all that to catch these men. You don't have to do that. But this is the type of stuff. And I want to say that it's right along the lines of spirit cooking. The same thing that, what's the girl name? Lady Gaga does, where she mixes blood and semen and vagina juice. She mixed that all up and then she sells it as a magic potion. And that's what these people do. Have you ever watched that movie Love Potion No. 9 or even heard of it? They had a song about it and then they made a movie about it starring Sandra Bullock. And we all know what kind of stuff she get into. It's not a joke. This is what these people do. That is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Because you said, oh man, you go live when I'm unloading the 4-wheeler to drive down the river to fish. Oh gosh. Hopefully I get good service. Well, hey, I hope you have fun fishing. I haven't been fishing in such a long time. But yeah, man, that's just crazy. But that's how these people are getting trapped. You heard it yourself. You said, no, I'm saying that because I still haven't found wifey and no one meets my wild standards, apparently. Oh, okay. I'm a little jaded. I got you. I'm interested to know what kind of wild standards you're talking about. You said, well, why is it chopped and screwed? That might be the internet. It's kind of mountainous over here. And the internet companies are not that good. He said, Kendrick has brought up wizards a few times throughout his career. Hell, he even talks like one sometimes. We don't put it past him. I know someone brought up his lyrics last week and I was taken aback because I don't listen to Kendrick. So yeah, he was saying some witch-like stuff. I'll say that. But John Todd already told you, if you've ever listened to his interviews in full, he told you that, most of these songs are made in witch language, which means they have two different meanings. And he said that everybody that came into the music industry had to be an initiated witch. And that when they cut the music, they would put it like it was not an 8-track. Please forgive me. I cannot think of what it's called right this second. But anyways, they take it to a room where they have a coven of witches pray over it so that demons get attached to every copy that gets sent out. So I'm not surprised. Now, again, I don't know if that's still a thing, but it almost seems like it. It almost seems like it. You said sex magic. Try that crap on me mid-stroke and I'm doing the choke reaction. You get still. That's the thing. These people don't even know that they're engaging in this type of practice. They're just thinking, oh yeah, I'm having, I hate to say it, but they're having sex with this woman and even men. They just think it's all, it's all good. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at their comment. But yeah, that's what they do. And a lot of if I'm not mistaken, a lot of this sex magic, well, I'm gonna tell y'all where it comes from, or we'll tap on it very, very lightly in this next video. But Aleister Crowley talked a lot about the sex magic. because what they have to do, it's a form of divination, but it's quote unquote learning by experience. So they have to do everything they can think of under the sun. Like I had to say everything you can think of, but that's really what it is. Everything under the sun, they do it and they put it into like a ritual form, and then they, you'll see. They're trying to bring about the apocalypse, but I'll show y'all that as soon as I get finished. I'm almost done writing it. She ain't even cute. I'm so confused. Wait, you don't think Erykah Badu? Are you talking about Erykah Badu? She's very, if that's who you're talking about, she's very beautiful, very, model type face. She got body. She sang. I don't know. I mean, I'm not into women, but I can see why men like her. You said all your favorite rappers are gay and they all do bust stuff. I hate to know it. That's crazy. He said, I don't know if I believe it all the way. A little. I think she's super feminine, and the candle is just funny to me. She's not a Christian, clearly pagan. I think she's trolling for sure, which possibly. And I don't know if she's trolling, because it sounds weird to us, because maybe we don't practice. I'm gonna say maybe we don't practice those type of things, but you got to understand that there are people who believe in this stuff. And I would venture to say that they believe in it for a reason. I don't think that people are just doing this for centuries and centuries and it's not working for them. Something's working. Something is definitely working. Spirit cooking is real popular with the celebrities. Oh, I know. Matter of fact, let me bring up a spirit cooking where they got them all in the room. They got the lady there. They're all in the same room with what's her name? Abramovich, with that lady. And they're all there, the Lady Gagas and all that. They're all there. I'm trying to find a picture where they're showing their faces. I wouldn't be surprised if they scrub this mess, though. Because I'm definitely not seeing the ones that... Oh, there you go. The one I was looking for. Lady Gaga's in it for sure. For sure. Okay, hopefully y'all can see that. Oh, wait. On screen. Okay, so this is a picture at one of their spirit cooking parties. So I don't even know how to describe this, but you've got a cadaver, whether it's real or not, I don't know. It looked pretty real, but covered in blood, and they just eat on it and sample on it. It's the grossest thing. And that's the lady, that's the Abramovich lady. If you haven't seen her artwork, look it up. It's some disgusting. She likes to pretty much make art work with blood. That's her again. I don't know if they're going to show any of her artwork because it's really, really disgusting. She'll have like fetuses and stuff like that. Here's Jay-Z with that lady. He know her real well. They head to head in that mug. So This is what they do. This is the nasty stuff that they do when they get together. You said, what's wrong with your own vagina? Why you with another woman's vagina stench? Nah, God needs to come back. I know it. That's why I said you got to be real desperate. You got to be real desperate. And how do you look? How do you look even trapping your stench in a bottle? Both of y'all crazy to me. And you wearing it like, I'm sorry, let me stop because I'm gonna start clowning. You said Camp Low raps about Love Potion number 9 a few times. Is Camp Low the one? Who's Camp Low? Is that the one? It ain't nothing to cut that off. Is that him? I wouldn't be surprised. Again, these people know about it. You know, it's not a new thing. Love potions are apparently a real thing. You said, have you ever seen the Russian homunculus? Homunculus. I don't know how to pronounce that. I've seen it before, but it was, like I said, it was on the what's the anime that I told you I watched? The Brotherhood of Alchemy or whatever. It was on YouTube a while ago. Might still be up. Very interesting and creepy. Okay, let me see. I'm afraid about what this is even about. Because aren't they some type of, from my understanding, maybe I'm getting the word mixed up, but when they try to do the transmutation and bring people back from the dead, that's what comes about. Like, that's what comes after. So if that's not what it is, I don't know. Okay, so I found something. It looks creepy off top, but we're gonna play it. So we can get an understanding of what this is. Hold on, y'all. Got me watching some crazy stuff. Okay, let me know if this is it. This is a short little clip, but hold on. I'm trying to...
Okay, so before we start this video, I'd like to bring up a quick disclaimer. Things in this video get fairly gnarly.
Hold on, let me rewind because I want to read this. Popularized by the writings of Pericles, who claimed a small humanoid could be created in the womb of a horse. Why in the...
Okay, so before we start this video, I'd like to bring up a quick disclaimer. Things in this video get fairly nasty, so if you're squeamish, you might want to avoid this. But it's quite interesting, so it's up to you. Let's check out the footage.
Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. It's not even on the screen. Sorry, guys. There you go. I guess acting up. Here we go.
Fairly nasty, so if you're squeamish, you might want to avoid this one, but it is quite interesting, so it's up to you. Let's check out the footage.
Whoa. Strike number one. Why? Okay. What's the point? Why do they have a clip of? Hold on, they got a clip.
This guy claims that he is creating life using an egg and his own semen, which is pretty disgusting already. But is there any science to it? I am no expert, but no, it's not biologically possible with modern science. Which, it doesn't make any logical sense. Those two animals aren't compatible in terms of breeding. You wouldn't be able to do that in a lab. But is it possible? Yes, anything's possible.
Oh my goodness.
The theory against
Whose grandpa is
several
that?
people point this out that it looks like plasticine, it's white, and how we'd create the illusion of movement would be by placing metal balls inside the plasticine. And
you know what? I guess. First of all, what's the point? So you oh my gosh. You ejaculated. I yelled that out. Nobody. You ejaculated and then you put your semen into an egg to try to do what? Oh my gosh. See, no, I didn't know about that experiment. Again, I thought that it was all about trying to bring people back from the dead, and then you can't really bring it back, right? Because there's no soul and all that kind of stuff attached to it. So it's like just this creature. I thought that's what it was, but apparently not. Yeah, that was disgusting. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, I told you all about the lady in Louisiana that asked if I wanted to have a good luck spell cast over me because she sees my energy. I told her I got the energy to help you. If you go Harry Potter on me. I mean, yeah. I'll be honest, I'll probably be afraid to even interact with the witch like that. Because they, if you're not covered in the blood of Jesus, they can put these spells on you with good luck charms or good luck spells, as they call them, even simply by gifting you something. Just by a simple gift, it can attach you to these witches. So I wouldn't, heck no. Heck no. And speaking of witchcraft, did y'all see the video of, I didn't get to watch it yet, but I kind of saved it to watch later, but this lady had a voodoo doll of, what's the NFL players? Y'all, I'm sorry, it's not my sport, but he played for KC. He's a big name guy, has the white wife, and I don't mean that in any disrespect. She acts kind of hood, and they don't like her because she's loud and boisterous. What is that guy's name? Anyway, there's a clip of the lady in the stands having a voodoo doll of him. Let me see if I can. Voodoo doll. Super Bowl. Yeah, because I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. So yeah, you got to be careful because I think I don't know what all they can do. Oh, I'm so sorry. His name is Patrick Mahomes. I can't believe I forgot that. But let me see if I can. Hopefully, it's a short clip. Got a whole voodoo doll on this man.
So now let's talk about
Yo.
this. Was crazy. In this fan, nobody knows who she is
Yo.
and has yet to be named, but she's gone viral because, as you can see, she was stabbing what looks to be a Mahomes voodoo doll during the game. Now, whether you believe in magic or don't, whether you believe in voodoo or not, that's crazy. And it's almost like the Ouija board. You don't mess with stuff that you don't understand. Even if you don't believe it, there's still a lot of truth to it. Now, did this impact the game? We'll never know.
Did it? They lost, huh? I don't know if I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but they lost. But that's crazy. Yeah, you just don't know what people are into for real. Like, you really don't know what people are into. I've met a lot of people that, yeah, they just be into that witchcraft. They're all occultists. Yeah, I know it. They're all Luciferian. Yep, that too. Crowley nasty. So Crowley was nasty. But he dubbed himself the Beast 666. So he had to be, you know. Said you're always on point. You have to be naked. Wait a minute. What y'all talking about? Who has to be naked and when? You said, is it linked to soul ties? I don't know. Anytime I hear soul ties, it's always linked to sex. But I haven't really looked into it because some people say, oh, soul ties aren't real or soul ties aren't biblical or whatever. But hold on, let me see something real quick. This definition says soul ties are spiritual and emotional connections that develop between individuals, often in relationships. And that's not really anything to hang your hat on. Soul ties are deep-seated connections you establish with someone often after sex or close relationships. The way they make it seem, you could be a soul tie with anybody. They can be physical, emotional, spiritual, or social. Some are romantic and some are platonic. Though physical soul ties between romantic partners are the most common. See, yeah, that's not like you could be a soul tie with any and everybody. Having a soul tie means you are bonded on a deeper level, at the level of the spirit. Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, so I don't know if it's a soul tie. Because again, it sounds like anything can be a soul tie. I think it's more so linked with making covenants with people. Yeah. They desensitize people to these things like in movies or TV shows like the Supernatural. Oh, I know. Supernatural is deep seated in the supernatural. I mean, hate to sound redundant, but yeah. All the stuff that the people that have believed in for ages and ages, they just put it into song, put it into music. So he said, remember, your true spirit irritates demons. Yeah. If you're not aligned with them, they sure do. And they can't hear certain names. Like they can't hear the name of Jesus. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I heard somebody talking about how reptilians cannot hear the sound of bells. And they went on to say that there was one bell in particular that had been buried beneath deep in the earth that this farmer had found. And I guess they found out there was pretty much like a whole field of bells. So I don't know if there's truth behind that. And then someone brought up the Liberty Bell. Now, I vaguely remember the story behind the Liberty Bell, but it definitely wasn't about reptilians when I learned it in school. But they were like, well, that's the reason why it's cracked. I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense if you put that story together, but I just don't know. And then they also brought up the what's the song? Bye Bye Miss American Pie. Hold on, let's see if I can get I had wrote him down. So I think I meant to say something about it last week and I didn't. But apparently in that song, there is reference to the bells being destroyed and that Lucifer was happy, or the devil was happy. I was like, okay. So I don't know. I don't know the truth behind that, but I know for sure I've heard sorcerers and things like that say that literally the name of Jesus will make them bow their knee. So, only cooking I'm doing is 8-ounce sirloins. I know, right? I know. I don't know what's wrong with these folk for real, but they believe it gives them some type of power, unfortunately. You said Jay-Z looking like a fangirl need to her. Oh, next to her. Yeah, because he is a fan. He's a fan of all that mess. That's why he rocks the sweatshirts with the do as that will. You know, that's why he does all that kind of stuff. But we're supposed to believe that he's not into all the stuff that the people that he follows promotes. I'm just not buying it. You don't wear an Aleister Crowley shirt or a sweatshirt and not follow Aleister Crowley. It just doesn't make sense. These people know what this stuff is about. Oh, my bad. He said no. Flow is an old rap group. They made a song called Lucchini. Oh no. That's so funny. I feel like I know Lucchini. I feel like I know the song, but I probably just didn't know the artist. That's funny. Dang, then what's that guy's name? Who I was thinking about? I thought his name was. I thought that was his name. Okay, yeah, I've seen them before. Okay. I probably couldn't. I think if I heard their main song, I would know it, but off the top of my head, yeah, no, I don't know these folk. But that's funny though. You said apparently the video is fake. I don't know. It may be, but it's really just the fact that these people get, they get together in their minds and they do this kind of stuff. Because that man woke up one day and said, you know what? I'm going to put my semen in the egg. and I'm gonna see what happens. Like, he really did that. You said, have I seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut? No, I have not. Okay, so I feel like I know all about it, but have I ever actually watched the movie? No, I haven't. I think maybe I had not burnt out on the information, but I just knew about it already. I did put it on my watch list, but it fell off the streaming site before I could take a look at it. I'm going to watch it one of these days, but I guess I just don't rush to do it. But I hear it's very, very interesting, and all the rituals that we see them doing in Hollywood now is they show it in the movie. And again, I'm not surprised, especially with Nicole Kidman being in the movie, because if y'all seen if those are of you on Patreon, y'all know who her daddy is and what her dad got accused of. And yeah. So no, to answer your question, I have not seen it, but I will one of these days. Well, if IVF and other surrogate birthing techniques have been rather successful, why wouldn't Humungous's science has a dark nature we choose to ignore? I think it really just goes back to DNA and not being able to procreate with different species. Because again, scripture says that we're all everything is created after its kind. Apple trees create apple trees. Dogs create dogs. Rats create rats. Owls create owls. And so you never see like a horse birth a cat. Things like that. So I don't know. But then you also have the supposed science of chimeras. So I don't know how that's possible, but things like this aren't. I don't know. I just know that we're not supposed to be doing that kind of stuff for a reason. But I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking about bestiality and how that's absolutely forbidden. And so, but the good question, I'm not going to say why. That's not what I mean. But what if, I ain't going to go there. What if a horse could get pregnant with a human baby? And that's the reason why we can't. I doubt it, but that'll be crazy if that was the case. But these evil scientists do things like that, though. I don't know, though. Oh, you said wrong video. The one I saw ages ago, it was moving. It squirted something at him. Hell no. And he squashed it with a book out of fear. It was a poor quality video. 4.3. This video seems like a homage. Okay, well, listen. I'd rather read it than to see that, because squirted something at him? No. See, I can't. I don't even know how people experiment with stuff like that. That's just crazy. You say you play with fire and ice, eventually your spirit and soul will burn. Do not laugh or say whatever to the spirit. Yeah. But people don't know it, though. People don't know it. They want to quote unquote learn by experience. They don't want to follow the revelations that were given to them by God. They want to find out for themselves what's true and what's not true. And some people get too far gone, they can't come back. Nope. You cannot go back. I said it loud too. I know my family is like, what is she up there talking about? Oh my goodness. That's funny though. I know it seems nasty, but it reminded me to the fact that the elites create human hybrids, chimeras for organ harvesting and experimenting, etc. Supposedly, exactly. Yeah, I think that they have admitted that, if I'm not mistaken, because I think they got a black lady walking around with a pig heart right now. And I want to say that she has survived longer than anybody else who has had an animal organ in them, but nobody has survived. So I think they're just kind of waiting on the day. I hate to say that, but they're just waiting on the day that this fails. But I'm sorry, I'm just shaking my head. It's just gross. Yeah, it's just gross. Yeah. Well, I mean, unfortunately, it's with humans, that they're experimenting on. Because yeah, that's just crazy. Just remember, when you give blood, DNA, or spit, the corpses per rations own your blood. Do not laugh or say whatever to the spirit. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that the whole DNA thing is not good. To send your DNA into those ancestry type places, because they say you don't know what they're doing with it. And that is scary. Because it's a cool thing to, know where you come from and your family. But not if you're going to be doing crazy stuff with my DNA and mixing it with horses and crazy stuff. Heck no. Patrick Mahomes, thank you. I know I was all late. Couldn't even get it out. With the dwindling amount of religion in schools and society, it makes it so average people are less aware of the work of the devil and how to recognize it, so they carry it out without opposition. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the plan all along. Because again, just thinking back, I mean, now knowing what I know now, mostly everything that I learned in school was some type of idolatry or witchcraft or, or something like that. All of it. The books that I had to read, especially in college, like I've read everybody's religious books. I read everybody's religious books in school except for the Bible. Everybody else's quote unquote holy scriptures, I read those and had to write papers and stuff on them in school. And that's why they say, going to college, if you went in a believer, you might not come out a believer because of what all is being taught there. So, yeah. Yeah. Is the Bell theory similar to the weakness of Venom in the Spider-Man movie? The frequency of the bell was hurting the symbiote. The lizard people in the Venom had deep ties. So, well, this sounds like it. It sounds like it. And I wouldn't put it past them because that's what they like to do. But yeah, I briefly saw, I don't even know how I came across that. Somebody probably put it in the comments. So yeah, I want to look more into it, but that's what I heard. But some people were saying, well, they still hear, like, do y'all hear church bells and stuff like that in your cities? We don't have, I can't say I've ever heard a church bell here. And a lot of places were saying that they hadn't heard it. I mean, I saw one person that said he had, but yeah, we don't have church bells out here. So it might be some truth to it. You're right, but also DNA splicing is a thing. There's a reason why God specifically told Noah to get animals and leave the certain creatures, or God's people had to literally say, don't have sex with animals. I know, right? Isn't it sad that somebody has to tell you not to have sex with the animals? But that's what happened. Yeah, I just think there's crazy things that we absolutely are not supposed to know about for good reason. Like right now, I cannot wait to finish. If y'all understand my process is research, and then I compile all the notes. I write. That's when I say I'm writing. It means I'm summarizing all of the notes that I've accumulated, and then comes the video. So I'm almost done with this next one, but just what I've learned with this, man, when the Lord said, do not make images or don't be consulting with the creatures under the earth and under the water and in the earth, that's for real. And now I'm seeing why he said don't do that. And it sounds crazy, like don't, there's one in particular where it says don't make any image of the fish in the water. Like, why would he talk about fish like that? But these people really did, have these fish gods that they worshipped. And supposedly they came up out of the sea and was talking to them and teaching them things and all that kind of stuff. So it's for good reason. Oh, so you think the organs are gross too, or just unethical, unbiblical, unholy? I don't know what it is biblically, because I don't think that I've seen anything that would stand out to tell me what's right or wrong about that. The only scripture that I can really think of is when it talks about how the Pharaoh looked into the liver and how that was a form of divination. And so I kind of think of that as the same vein. I don't know if we're supposed to be producing people just so we can take their organs to feed them to other people. I don't think that that's right. Somebody got to die when you do that. I just don't know. I don't know if our medicine has gone too far. It might just be that, your heart fails. And you go meet the Lord. That might be what we're supposed to be doing. It might not be that we need to go snatch the farm and the Dales animals and start putting them into our bodies. I just don't think so. Yeah, I just don't know. It doesn't seem right, but like I said, I don't have anything to point that to. You hear about Tartaria. I have, and I think I'm still kind of looking into that, because that one has been more, what am I trying to say? There's really not that much information about it. The one thing that I have been able to pull so far is that there was a mud flood. And then that was what allowed for the cities that were there to be buried underneath the mud. And then cities were built on top of that. And so that's why we're able to see the underground cities and stuff like that. So that's as far as I've gotten with that. But I think what I'm researching now is going to somehow tie into that, but I just don't know how far. Just don't know. But I am going to be looking into that. So whatever information I find out about Tartaria, I will be presenting it, because I'm also thinking that it might have some type of correlation to Tartok, if that's how you pronounce the god's name, Tartok. And that is mentioned in the Bible. So I don't, you know how they like to name cities and countries and stuff like that after the gods that they followed. So I'm looking into that. He said, I'm glad God ain't a black mother, because he would have been gave everyone and the angels a whooping and shut everything down at this point. Well, I don't know about that. I think maybe back in the day, I would have believed that. Not so much, because I think that God is very just, and I think he's very patient with us. But the black mamas now, I don't know. They letting a lot of stuff slide. They letting a lot of stuff slide. They've gotten real soft, and so have the men under their watch. So I don't know. So all these medical advancements, but people still sick, arguably more than ever. And I think that that's by design. Because all of the people that try to promote health and wellness, but it doesn't require pharmakia in the way that we know it, they shut them down, or they off them. Just like the doctors, or I don't even know if you would call them doctors, but the people that were curing cancer with herbs. They were making herb soup, and people's cancer was getting cured. And what happened to them? They uprooted them from the US, sent them to Mexico, shut down their whole operation. And now, I mean, just look at the medicine commercials that come on. You thinking you curing your bloatedness, and they talking about, yeah, you could possibly, lose your life, lose a limb, and stuff like that. It's crazy when you read the fine print. But it's a money maker for sure. Yeah, it's a money maker for sure. But I can't say, yeah, they'll shut me. You said, hey, auntie, nope, up with a nice God-fearing girl. He's a good man. Hey, well, I gotta know ages and stuff, because I don't know if you want a cougar. I don't know if you want a cougar. But all my friends are married except for one. I know, he just put you in it. Like, yeah, he just put you in it. That's funny. I know you didn't even ask for that, but somebody's thinking about you. That's funny. I did. I've got one. But like I said, I don't know if you want a cougar. And she has a child. She's got a grown child in college now. You said, what do you mean cougar? I mean, she's older. How I'll say that she's older than, she ain't in her 30s. I'll say that. She is not in her 30s or 20s. So yeah. But she's definitely God-fearing. He said this is real grown folks business. I mean, yeah, for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. Ain't no spring chickens. But no, that's funny. I've known, yeah, the friends I've had them since at least high school, 8th grade. Actually, the one I'm talking about, I've known her since the 8th grade. It was a very long time ago. But yeah, y'all. All right, so we have talked about Jay-Z and him beating this case. You said what? No offense, she's already been cracked and scrambled with the kid. Exactly. And listen, I know the sentiments that there are next out there. So yeah, I wouldn't even. And even though I think she's a great person, I wouldn't even do that. To change the topic, you think the young people are finding out about this stuff? There are some. There are some that actually seek truth and have their ear to the streets and are really paying attention. I don't know if a majority of them are. No. Majority are lost in the sauce. Listen, we're at a generation where people don't even know what a man and woman is. So no. But you said I hear young people talking about the music industry, demons, how working 9 to 5 isn't worth it, teen wages, inflation, etc. Well, that's pretty interesting. But I think we also are in a day and time where internet pretty much has all the information. Not all the information, but it's got a lot of information. So you have platforms like TikTok, Instagram that get a lot of the information out to the masses. And so, yeah, the young people do hear it. They do, they are paying attention. Now, I don't know. I've the whole 9 to 5 isn't worth it. I hadn't heard about that. But I will say, especially after I learned how the system works, I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. So I can absolutely understand their sentiment about that. Because, all my classes were government classes, law classes, and all that kind of stuff. Once I found out how that worked, I was like, I'm good. And I was in the law field for a little minute after graduating. A little minute, but about 12 years or so. I did the paralegal thing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just knew I couldn't fully commit myself, especially because I wanted to be a lawyer at first. And I was like, I can't be standing up for people that I know are guilty and trying to lie to get them off and all that. I did not want to be that type of person. So I had to leave. I do think young people are getting slightly misled. For example, they may see the conspiracy as true, but because they don't get the spiritual aspects of things occurring around them. Exactly. And that's why I wanted to build a channel like this, because I'm like, we're learning this stuff in schools and they're talking about it. Like I said, we're talking about evolution and astronomy, and we're talking about all this stuff, but we don't know what's behind it. We have absolutely no idea where these beliefs come from, and come to find out a lot of this stuff was given to us by demons. And so I had to start talking about how all this stuff proves the Bible true, because it spoke about this stuff long ago. But yeah, the whole spiritual conversation is just getting diluted, tossed and turned, because again, a spirit can come from the right side or the left side. And when you try to tell people, like if you say, what am I trying to say? People get mad with believers because they feel like we feel everything is demonic. And they say, oh, well, if it don't align with, if it's not in the Bible, or if it's not God, then it's demonic. Well, yeah, technically that's true, but there's a reason why it's true. And the fact that you won't even search to find out why it's true is the issue. We're not just saying it's evil because we want to. We're saying that there's objective truth. Some things are evil and some things are good. And this is the reason why. And a lot of people aren't listening. A lot of people are not listening. Like the whole, just it's crazy. They won't know the full truth. They can't evaluate evil if they don't see the truth and good that is God or the Bible. Exactly. It's like chasing after the boogeyman without knowing the descriptions of him. Exactly. You have to, you can find this type of thinking in the laws of logic, the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, the law of the non-excluded middle. If you even study just those things, what we're talking about right now will make sense, but they don't even teach that. They don't even teach that. Like I had to take logic and philosophy and things like that because it was my because it corresponded with my major. But if you're not on that track, again, they don't teach you this stuff. It's really people out here thinking that truth is subjective. Like if the culture says it's true, then it's true. Or if, the consensus, the majority says it's true, then it's true. And that doesn't even make sense. It's like trying to get a house, but it's unattainable because of how expensive everything is. Yeah. And I almost think that's by design as well. To bankrupt the country. To create chaos, to create a sense of hopelessness. So again, they can come in and be the saviors. Oh, you said you're 26. Okay. That's good to know. So it's not that far off, but it really just depends on the age range that you go for. You said, even though it is the age of information, there is also more distractions than ever, and ever so increasingly enticing, because the devil has but a short time. Because although there are more and more people who are falling away, there's also more and more people who are seeking God and seeking the truth. And they can't have that. Because just like one side is waiting for the Lord to return, the other side is waiting for the Antichrist to come on the scene. And they're doing everything possible to get him to show up. And so you just have these two sides that are just fighting back and forth. And a lot of people don't know that because they don't read the Bible or they, don't believe in it or whatever have you. But again, if you have read it, or you would know this stuff is coming. You would know, you would know all this stuff. Oh, good. Okay, hold on. Wait, I hope I didn't miss anybody. Miss anybody's comment? Yeah, exactly. You said all you got to do is look around. I know it. All you got to do is look around. Make sure your ears are working. Make sure your eyes are working. And it's blatant. I mean, that's just my opinion. It's blatant. People be feeling guilty without even doing anything wrong, or they do know they're doing something wrong, and that's why they feel guilty when people start talking about God, the Bible. Yeah, exactly. But that's because, what does it say? They love the darkness rather than the light because their deeds were evil. I feel like that goes for believers as well, because you don't become sinless. Even though your sins are forgiven, you still, how Paul says it, the things that you want to do, you don't do. And the thing that you want to do, you don't do. I hope I said that right. The things that you want to do, meaning the things you know is right, you want to do it, but you don't. And the things that you don't want to do, it's wrong or whatever, you still do it. And so we all have that fight with the flesh and the spirit. The flesh is warring against the spirit. You said, yep, you have church bells in Denver. Okay, good. Okay. Good to know. And you said, and you're down the street from a church. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know why they don't. And I don't think I've heard church bells in years, though, from any church. But no, that's good to hear. You said you need to watch the Utopia show, the UK version. That show was spot on and got canceled. Oh, I think because it showed too much and predicted COVID before it occurred. Oh, for real? Okay, I'll have to make note of that. Where would I be able to find? I feel like a UK show, I would have to go to like Netflix or something. But I'll definitely look that up. Okay. Downtown Philadelphia on Sunday, all you hear is church bells. What's the birthplace of America? Okay, Philadelphia. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, Philadelphia has they have a deep, rich history. I'll say that. I keep coming across stuff and Philadelphia be popping up. Where outside the U.S. have I been? I lived in Germany for a few years. Other than that, besides Mexico, which I don't know if you would count that because it's on the American continent, but I've been to Mexico. Oh, and I've also been to Punta Cana. I've been to the Dominican Republic on a free trip. I had a really great time. But other than that, I've just been in the US. Listen to Professor Walter Vaith. I love Walter Vaith. I love him. He's the person that when you talk about kind of exposing different ideologies and philosophies and things like that, and he lets them talk, Like, he doesn't put words in their mouth. He lets them do the talking. I love his format, and I try to use that when obviously, if you guys see my videos, I try to use that type of format. Like, no, we're gonna let them tell them themselves. You let them do the talking enough, they sure will. You sure will. Listen to ODD on Pharmakia. Okay. I don't know what ODD is, but I'm going to put down ODD on Pharmakia. And I will definitely look that up. Jordan Maxwell is the truth. Yeah, he talks a lot of truth. He definitely does. Yeah, he's got a lot of great talks. You said, and Bill Cooper. He said Bill Cooper tells more truth than Jordan Maxwell. I mean, they're both great sources of information if you want to learn about kind of what the beliefs are of our founders and how they've created this whole system and what it's based on and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they're both great sources, I would say. Yeah. Is Jordan Maxwell still alive? Let me look him up. I think he might. Oh no, he did die. He did die. Yeah, but Maxwell, he was definitely a cult esoteric scholar for 50 years. He had a lot of experience. And so, yeah, just getting into what they know. It starts lining up with it starts lining up with the Bible too. He doesn't believe in Jesus. Oh. Which one? Bill Cooper, or which one didn't believe in Jesus? You think leaving the country opened your mind and your perception of the world and reality? I was very small when I was out of the country. When I lived in Germany, I went over there when I was 2. And then we left shortly after that, probably like a year or so after that. So I don't remember too much about that experience. I mean, as far as going to Mexico and stuff, not really, and not in a bad way. I think I kind of live in Little Mexico already because of where I am in Texas. So it wasn't really too much. It wasn't really too much more that I was able to see. Let's see, the DR. The DR was only interesting because the people looked like me, but they spoke Spanish. And that wasn't really, that wasn't really anything too exciting. I mean, but traveling around as we did, you do get to interact with a lot of, and it wasn't even so leaving the country. Really, a lot of my learning came from being in the country because we got to live in a lot of different places and you see a lot of different cultures and ways of life and stuff like that, just in different cities. And I think that helps you, I don't know, I think it helps you deal with different types of people. But no, I wouldn't say so much. I don't think I not in a bad way. I just don't think I learned too much from it. Listen to Truth Unedited. I think I do. I think I have checked them out. I can't remember. Let me see. Truth. I need a refresher on some of the videos that they might have posted. Because I know a lot of people that I was following on YouTube, a lot of people got banished and had to go to other platforms, unfortunately. I'm not gonna say unfortunately, it probably helped them out a little bit better, but Rudolph Steiner. Okay, nope, that one I haven't heard of, so I'll definitely try to check out Rudolph. But yeah, right now, just because of the research that I have been doing, I've been reading a lot of Manly P. Hall, like a lot of Manly P. Hall. Because kind of just, I don't know, maybe just unbiased about what he reported. And he admits to a lot of stuff that we're warned about in scripture. It's like he explains a lot of, maybe even unbeknownst to him, but he explains a lot of reasons why the Bible says what it says. So I've been learning a lot from just reading his books. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to look at their page. I don't know if I don't think I've watched them recently because yeah, a lot of these I don't know about.
Welcome to the
But yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So I'll check them out. That was his idol. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of Rudolph Steiner. Let me look him up. Okay. Let's see. You said, have I ever see that Manly P. Hall sentiment that all the Bible versions are bad compared to the KJV? I can tell more. I haven't looked into it a lot, though. I wonder why he said that. I mean, I hear it very, very often, but I kind of want to know why he says that. Yeah, from my understanding, KJV is, the direct copy of the manuscripts that we have. Jordan Maxwell is a Freemason and a gatekeeper. It's no secret. He's pretty open about it, just as Joe Rogan, and both work for the establishment. And again, it's no secret. Oh, wait. Joe Rogan has said that he's a Freemason? The one thing that I do respect about Joe Rogan is that he allows people from all walks and thoughts onto his show, and he will actually sit there and have a discussion with them. There are a lot of people praying for Joe Rogan. A lot of people are praying for Joe Rogan. And I wonder if he knows that. And to be honest, I would not be surprised if he came to the Lord. Because he has a lot of people on there that have actually been able to debunk some of his thinking, and he's changed his mind. And so I hope his heart continues to be worked on. And I hope we get to see it in real time too. Like, I hope we get to see it. That all these discussions that he's been having, they weren't for nothing. Oh, Jordan believes in Helena P. Blavatsky. Oh, well, what mystic doesn't? I'll just say that. What mystic doesn't? They all worship her and cherish her. So that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't say that. He says the opposite because he's a Mason and that has an agenda. The KJV is a direct translation from the Greek. He says the KJV is confusing and the newer versions are less confusing. I've heard that too. And I believe that when I was younger, but now when I read it, it makes perfect sense to me. And although I read it without the old English feel, I read it in English, but yeah, it just makes a whole lot more sense to me. I really don't get into the newer versions and stuff like that. But yeah, he is a Freemason, and he definitely has an agenda. But he was definitely unbiased about that information he presented. Joe Rogan is definitely a tool because there has been times Gene, some conspiracy dude, Shade, been on his podcast and he indecently wanted to shut down certain conversations about some elite's pope. Oh, he probably didn't want to get his channel shut down. Yeah, he probably didn't want to get his channel shut down. Because why would a non-believer not want to talk about the Pope? What's it to him? But I mean, can you talk about the Pope? I think you can. I think you can, but no, that's weird. But they're all in bed with the Pope. That's all I know. Again, a lot of people are praying for him. I hope he comes to the right side. David Icke. Yeah, David Icke. They shut David Icke down a long time ago. I don't even know if he still if he still does his talks like he used to. Because when David Icke started telling about the reptilians, oh yeah, they wrote him off as crazy. So you said, can I post links here? I found a video that explains it well. His delivery of the info isn't the best, but the message is clear and information is accurate. I mean, yeah, if you can post it, if they let you. I know YouTube is kind of iffy about links sometimes. So, I mean, if you can, please do. So Joe Rogan coins himself a conspiracy theorist, but when it really comes down to talking about actual factual or truthful conspiracy, he chickens out and changes the conversation. Passive aggressive. Oh, that's sad to hear. Yeah, I mean, he might be locked down by the establishment. He might be. I mean, and that's because they've been letting him talk for a long time. They've been letting him talk for a long time, so. He said Joe Rogan got to feed his family too, man. He does have to feed his family. He does. Shoot, I was surprised to find out. I don't know if I said this before, so I apologize if I'm repeating it, but I was surprised to know that he is the stepfather to Dino from H-Town's daughter. If y'all are familiar with H-Town, I don't know if y'all, I'm pretty sure everybody knows Knocking the Boots. But Dino, one of the brothers, got killed in a car crash quite a few years ago. Quite a few years ago. Let me pull this up. And ironically, before he died, he made a song called The Day That I Die or something like that. And his brother was like, why would you make a song like that? And he told him, because I don't think I'm going to be here too much longer. Okay, so Dino is this one right here. The bottom left. Oh, shoot. I keep forgetting to put it on the screen, y'all. Sorry. Yeah, so Dino is the one on the bottom left. And Joe Rogan is the dad to his daughter now. Yeah, so I don't know. It's so hard to tell who's what. Because yeah, like you, and I'm glad you brought up Alex Jones, because Alex Jones is one of the people that they shut him all the way down. You said he's a good mainstream commercial version of Alex Jones. And I think for the longest time, people thought that Alex Jones was controlled opposition. Do they think that now? Because ever since Sandy Hook, I don't think we've been able to even hear from Alex Jones. Matter of fact, I don't even know if his website is still up. He had a website called Prison Planet. Let me see. Oh, he does. It's still up. Oh, it's called The End Game, the movie now. Maybe he had to change it or something. I don't know. But when I typed in Prison Planet, it brought me to that. Let me clear some of these tabs. We have 18 million tabs open. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let me see if InfoWars is up then. I didn't know he had changed it. InfoWars. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's still looks to be going. Open fast, that ain't gonna go. I'm trying to put this on the screen, but of course, slower than molasses. Okay, so this is Alex Jones's website, and I don't know what he talks about these days. I don't know if he shies away from talking about conspiracy theories or if he's just gone to making news. Oh, he might still be on to his exposing. Promises kept. Newly confirmed HHS head RFK Jr. announces new vaccine damage database and congressional commission to investigate COVID crimes, putting Big Pharma squarely in the crosshairs of justice. Okay. But I think they made an example out of Alex Jones, though. After he came out with his opinions about Sandy Hook, I think they definitely made an example out of him as a signal to the other I don't know if you would call Alex Jones elite, but that you can't speak out. Okay. Interesting. Good for him. He said fast cars shooting stars. That sounds familiar, but I can't think of where that comes from. He said, is it me or has America lost its salt? Now, what do you mean by that? Do you mean it doesn't look as good as it used to? Land of the free, home of the brave type of deal. I don't know. I think a lot of countries are looking at us like we're crazy, especially after the whole rainbow takeover. People look at us as a joke. But yeah, I don't know if, because people still trying to come over here. But maybe to Americans, it don't look as good because we live here. We're like, it's crazy here. He said, my hands are so cold. It's winter. Oh, I hate winter. Jesus, take the wheel. How cold is it? Where are you at? Not where are you at, but how cold is it where you're at? What's crazy is it's been about, I guess it's been about in the 40s and stuff here, but it doesn't even feel cold, which is weird. Alex Jones is a CIA psyop. Well, they made an example out of their CIA psyop for sure. He said, Cam the King got any proof? I'm still undecided. Yeah, it's hard to tell some of these people. He said his co-host is a Freemason. I'd say he capitulated to some degree. Plus, he might be sympathetic to the Freemasonry to some degree. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he's got to be, because I don't think he would be able to say as much as he said, especially on a platform like YouTube. But I think they have to be, I don't know. Oh, it's so hard to tell. Like, do they have to be, they have to obviously be given permission to say some of the stuff that they're saying. The elite's got to feel like it's not a big deal for them to be saying certain stuff. Because anybody else, they'll take them out. You break the oath, they take you out. So how is it that he's gotten, I mean, I'm not mad, but I don't see how he's gotten to say as much as he said, or the people on his show have said. Because the people get on his show, they talk about aliens, they talk about They talk about, I'm trying to think of some stuff. Oh, vaccines. They talk about medicine, all kinds of stuff that we're not allowed to talk about. America is like a person who looked gorgeous when they were young, but then after multiple mistakes looked ugly, but can pull the desperate and the needy. Yeah, right. And that's why I said a lot of nations are looking at us like, no, we're good. Like the Africans, they like looking at us like, I'm good. Don't bring your policies over here. We're good where we're at. We understand our way of life. This is the way we want to live. We don't need you bringing your Western ideology over here, corrupting our people. And all these people claiming that they're going to leave and all that kind of stuff. You're not going to go nowhere else. You know why? Because they're not going to have it. They're not going to accept you. Matter of fact, you might not make it. You might not even stay alive too long. Because these other nations, they'll take you out of here. Remember that reporter? I want to say he wore some type of like a rainbow or something like that on his shirt. And he went overseas and they murked him. Mess around and find out if you want to. I was too until I found out about his family and financial backer ties. Oh, for Alex Jones. Did my Alex Jones comment get deleted? Shoot, I don't know. I don't delete comments, but I can't say that YouTube. I mean, I think I feel like I don't know what you wrote, so I don't know what you feel like was deleted, but I'm still seeing the things that you. Actually, no, I lied. I don't see an Alex Jones comment from you. But yeah, I've noticed that there's certain comments that you can't post. It won't even let you do it, but I don't really know what that is. I'm in Colorado for a trip. It's like 8 degrees currently, but I caught my limit for the day. I'm leaving the river now. Okay. Ooh, 8 degrees. Oof. I don't think I've been in that cold of weather since I lived in Virginia. And I do not miss it. Mm-mm. It's pretty. The snow is nice. But you said possibly the YouTube AI working its magic. I know, right? They're quick with it sometimes. He's a confirmed op. The elites are super wicked. Yeah, they are. But that's because they all have submitted themselves to the great dragon. He says what they are going to do, but he doesn't actually point to the exact who, because they'll take him out of here. Again, I'm surprised they let him say even that. You said Fauci is corrupt and all these folks, but it's a front. Which is crazy, because isn't Fauci, is he getting pardoned? Or they had talked about pardoning him? I actually didn't even know they had locked him up or anything. I just know that he had caused that ruckus and then disappeared. He said it's a PSYOP. The government's most priced currency is influence. Any huge platform is under the thumbs of the 3-letter agencies. Yeah. Yeah. All following the dragon. You said, what are your thoughts on sleep paralysis? I mean, where do I start? Is there a specific question? I've experienced sleep paralysis. I could say that. Don't know exactly why. I hear there's a gate open or a door open some kind of way. I don't know how it got open. I don't know anything like that. I'll say I feel like I've seen some strange things during sleep paralysis. It's really weird because when they say that you can't move, like you really cannot move. The only thing that you can move your eyes. And even though you feel like you're hollering out, you're not. Yeah, I would have to know a specific question, but yeah, I haven't experienced it in a long time, but I have in my life. I can say that. But the legend behind it is that there's an old hag that comes and sits on your back. Let me see if I can pull up. And again, I don't know if she's supposed to be something that's conjured or something like that, but that's just the legend that's associated with it. And it's actually called the old hag syndrome at that. So sleep paralysis is called the old hag syndrome. Okay, so let's see here. The night hag or old hag is the name given to the supernatural creature commonly associated with the phenomenon of sleep paralysis. It is a phenomenon in which the sleeper feels the presence of a supernatural, malevolent being which immobilizes the person as if sitting on their chest or the foot of the bed. The word nightmare was used to describe this phenomenon before the word received its modern, more general meaning. So now that I can attest to. One particular instance, I was in school and I remember, I guess, about a sleep paralysis, but again, you can look with your eyes and I just saw this black, like pitch black hand on top of mine. It was smaller than mine, but it was on top of mine. I saw that. One instance I saw, it looked like again, they're always like these really black creatures. But it looked to be like it was laying beside me in the bed, and I could see it breathing. So it was really weird. But again, I don't know what brought that on. Yeah, I don't know what causes things like that. They say that some, sleep paralysis is the work of demons, more specifically the incubi. Now, the incubus and the succubus. Okay, so the incubus is the male demon, and it comes in the form, like when you're sleeping, it comes and has sex with women. And then the succubus is the opposite, comes to you and has sex with the men. I don't get those type of, not gonna say I've never experienced that, but that doesn't happen to me. But they say that if you do not, just from what I've read, if you're having sex in your dreams, do not do it. You need to wake up. Because more than likely, if I'm not going to say more than likely, I think it's all the times, it's either incubus or succubus, depending on, whether you're a male or female. So yeah, you just gotta be careful of things like that. Be careful what you do in your dreams. I don't know, but what do you think about it? Yeah, thankfully I haven't experienced that in a very long time. So hopefully whatever door was supposedly open is closed. which again, I don't know what that could have been, but fast car, shooting stars, all the lights, all of the lights. Oh, okay. On the line. Okay, I feel like, is that Rihanna? The crybabies don't know how well we got it in the U.S. compared to other nations. Exactly. They really don't. They really do not. But the U.S. is still messed up. Yep, absolutely. Oh, what sort of strings and control do you think God's chosen people have or pull? I think that we have spiritual gifts. I wouldn't say that we, I don't know, I guess you can call it a pull, but I think we have spiritual gifts. But they're laid out. They're defined for us. I believe that, hold on, let me see if I can pull up. Like the spirit of healing, spirit of miracles. Sorry, I'm saying spirit, the gift of miracles, the gift of healing, the gift of knowledge. I believe the gift of wisdom is one. I'm pulling them up now. I'm pulling them up. Okay, so the spirit of wisdom, the spirit of knowledge, the spirit of faith, the gifts of healing, the working of miracles, the gift of prophecy, the gift of discerning spirits, and the gift of speaking in tongues and interpreting tongues. I think if we have any type of powers, those are the powers that we have. Those are the type, and I know that sounds like, okay, what, the gift of wisdom, or that stuff is very, very important. Wisdom is the right path, knowing how to go right. It's considered a skill of knowing how to go right. So yeah, I think those are our pulls. I think those are our superpowers. You can't say much about the Jews or Jesuits or you get hidden. Oh, I know it. And you get called all kinds of names. And you're just pointing out the obvious, right? You're just pointing out and again, it's not about a whole group of people. It's not about singling out a group of people. It's just saying, okay, this was the lineage of people that did this to the Lord. Or this is the group of people that's behind such and such. But you're right, but you can't say it. But again, whenever people tell you, oh, you can't say that, you always want to look behind it. Why? What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to cover up? Virginia is beautiful. Yes, it is. My family enjoyed our stay there. We lived there for about 7 years. Yep. I've walked in 20 degrees, enough cold to wake you up quicker than coffee. Oh yeah. I can't even, I don't even want to think about that type of temperature. I wouldn't want to go outside. And here where I live, they don't play. Let it get 30 degrees. They're going to shut the whole city down. They do not play about cold out here. When I'm so used to, well, in the other places that I've lived, walking in the snow or, things like that. Not here. They're all occultists. We are at war. Few see the spiritual warfare being waged daily. Yeah. But like, just like it says, having the eyes you don't see, but having ears you don't hear, it's the same thing. But most people just don't believe. Most people are not believers. You say Frucci is a terrible specimen. Oh, Frucci is a terrible specimen of a human. Oh, I know, and at his old age. I can't imagine that being my grandfather. I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad at a lot of these people that are in office. Oh, I'd be so mad if that was my grandma or my grandpa. Heck no. And it's so funny because I used to not get mad. I wasn't mad, but I often, referred to my mom as a square. And I'm like, nowadays, I'm glad my mom is a square. What? So glad. She ain't twerking on the internet and acting up and doing all that stuff naked, and heck no. Creators get infiltrated all the time. I had a guy tell me and show me the money that he was paid to pass a certain narrative and speak positively about them. I believe it, and that's sad. It's sad what people will do for the money. Like, I couldn't even imagine. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. That's so sad. I still can't believe American literally followed every word of Fauci for a huge while, and this smooth brain knuckle dragon said my bad as an apology after all the dust settles. I know. And it's crazy because people are still letting whatever he said ring true in their ears. Like, I'm back to seeing memes on the internet talking about how such and such as unvaccinated kid is a risk to everybody. I'm like, oh, are y'all really gonna start this up again? And to the people, are y'all gonna let them do this again? I still see people walking around and riding around with masks. I'm like, man, like, do how you feel. But in my mind, I'm like, dude, I hope they do not inspire these elites to bring that mess back. That was torture. That was for real torture. I think it's an attack, nothing to do with your sleep. Then it okay, I can understand that. It has to be an attack in the spirit though. Because even though it's the same room that you're in, your stuff is not there. And again, you can't, because I have tried to scream out for my mama. I sure have. And I would ask my mom the next day, did you hear me calling for you? She like, I ain't heard not a thing. And you can't move. No matter how hard you try, you cannot move. But what I also have heard, aside from the whole demon theory, I've heard that you're kind of in between cycles, like in between the REM cycle and whatever other cycle there is, and you accidentally wake up while that's going on. And so you're not fully asleep, but you're not fully awake yet. I've heard that too, and that kind of makes sense, but I guess I just really don't understand why can't I move? What's that all about? Well, no, I can't say that because if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's THC. I don't know if it's THC because I feel like that's what helps us dream, but something that gets released while we're sleeping is supposed to keep us from moving around so much. So again, I think that lends more credibility to it being you're in between certain phases of your sleep rather than there's a demon sitting on you. But again, I don't know because like I said, I've seen some strange things during that time. So I went through a terrible amount of sleep paralysis when I started cleaning up my life of sin and trying to deepen my faith. Oh, okay. And that makes, they always try to attack you, especially when you're trying to do that kind of, clean it out, clean up your life. Yep. He said, amen. Bless you, man. You said, is that what happens when a dude has a wet dream? The siren is taking your man juice to breed? Yeah. I mean, from what I've heard, that happens. And also it has a connection with the marine spirits as well, because apparently you can have spiritual children that you only get to meet when you're in the spirit. So like when you're in your daily life walking around, you don't have these children, but when it's time to, go to sleep or go under the water, as some of these people be doing, that's when you get to go reunite with your children. And I also hear that that's connected to the whole spirit spouse thing as well. So people who can't, I don't want to say that. The spirit spouse pretty much keeps you away from being able to have real relationships in your waking life, because they become jealous and they start doing things to sabotage you. So I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on. It said, that's what it seems like, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's just a biological thing because you have to recycle your seed or dispel it. Wait, what you mean recycle it? I also had to rid my home of all items that may be attached to the doors. I had a Versace watch with a Medusa head that had to go and stuff like a horse shoe. Since getting rid of those items, nothing happened. Yeah, I'm really trying to think back to when it really stopped happening for me. Because at one point I had to cleanse myself of all the paraphernalia that I had from the sorority life. And I remember at one point I was still hanging on to a DVD because I was a stepper. So, I had my step show on there, and I held on to it for a long time, and eventually, end up getting lost or whatnot. And I'm trying to think if I even had any other experiences after that. But yeah, things like that. And I've read, I don't know his name, but there was a big channel. It's been about 10-20 years now, I feel like, but they would always expose like the occult things that are hiding in your home that you don't know are occultish, but they are, and they're opening up doors. They would talk really heavy about that kind of stuff. And it would always be a warning to those who like travel overseas and bring things back from Africa or, different places. They're like, pretty much stop doing that, because you don't know what is attached to these idols when you bring them back. And next thing you know, you're being haunted in your house and you don't know why. And it could be the little Nefertiti mask that you have sitting on the mantle type of thing. Oh, wait, I misunderstood your question. What did you ask? Oh. Okay, well, good. I'm glad he got it, because I guess I missed what you said. He said, stay away from women who say they are a white witch or practice white magic. Shoot, stay away from anybody that say practice any kind of magic. White magic, black magic, gray magic. I think there's red magic too. Stay away from it all. Yeah. I remember one time I was in the car with one of my dealers, and we were coming upon a cross. When I say dealers, I used to sell this very expensive vacuum door to door. So when I say dealers, I had people work for me that helped me sell these things. So anyway, and we were coming upon this crosswalk one time, and she literally was like, "Stop!" I'm like, "What's going on?" She wanted me and her to get out of the car and turn around in a circle 13 times before we went across this crosswalk. And I'm looking at her like, "Girl, why? Why would I do that?" And she gave me her little explanation. I'm like, "No, I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that." And so people, they try to very subtly, it's very subtle. It could be subtle witchcraft, but it's witchcraft nonetheless. So yeah. Yes, please assist me, because I'm just going through comments, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm answering stuff all late. Y'all have already commented, or sometimes I gotta go back through the comments. Yeah. You said what makes it crazy is that there's a smaller group within the Jews who are the actual problem, but they're allowing their people to get blamed for it. I can agree with that to a certain extent, but I still remember, Judaism is a big sect of people, and they've got a hold. Like, okay, for instance, and I don't mean to call him out, but Ben Shapiro, really good debater, he's Jewish, supposedly, but he denies Jesus. And it's like, okay. And so even though I do acknowledge that there's a smaller group within the group, as there always is, it's still them who deny the Lord. And it's still them who called him to be crucified. And there's no way around that. And so that's not to say that these people are bad people. It's just that y'all, whatever doctrine that you followed, you killed the Lord. You said, I don't hate anyone or anything besides winter. Yeah, I don't like the winter myself. I can do fall. Fall's probably like my favorite, but you said Auntie chosen people is a euphemism, but in all fairness, you did answer the question correctly for how you understood or interpreted it. Okay, because when I hear chosen people, I always think of God's people. I'm like, you talking about the children of Israel? That's immediately who I thought about. You said, if I can't take it with me when I die, I don't care about it. I mean, that's a good point. And none of this stuff we could take with us. You said the secular world always tries to put a physical description on a spiritual event. Yeah, they do. But those are materialists. Those materialists believe that matter is all there is. Matter and energy, they say. And so they always feel like they can explain something away by the physical, but we'll get into that. Well, we gotta really pick that apart, because that's a long conversation. Is it DMT when you sleep, or is that only released when you die? I'm not sure. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank tonight either, because this stuff I would know any other time. But let me look. DMT. Dreaming and sleep quality, exploring the connection between dreams and restful nights is an area of research that may benefit from further investigation. DMT and sleep processes. Okay, that's not helping. Oh, the DMT is involved in dream experiences. Yeah, it might be that. It might be that. Yeah, the pineal gland is a small structure inside the brain that influences the sleep cycle by secreting the hormone melatonin. Trace amounts of DMT have been detected in the pineal gland and other parts of the body. Okay, that's just telling me that it's produced naturally. I don't know. I want to say THC has something to do with it as well, if I'm not mistaken. You said, I have a sailboat, get out on these oceans. Some weird stuff is out there. I believe it. The waters are so vast. You don't know what's lurking in there. And y'all gonna hear in this next video, it's a place that's so deep. The waters are so deep that there's no oxygen on the surface. I didn't even know that was possible. Yeah, I would not want to run into any creatures out there, for real. Remember when I was on a cruise for the first time, I was like, man, this is way too much water. This is way too much water. You don't know what's down there. I mean, look how big whales are. And they just be jumping around. All right, y'all. So, again, I got a video coming up. It should be out. I'm going to say if not tomorrow, then Tuesday. And I hope you enjoy it, because I've obviously enjoyed researching it like I do every other topic. But this one has an interesting take to it. Wait, I didn't know y'all had more comments. Hold on. You said, Elton, everything I've seen is the only when you die, it can be made pretty easily. Yeah. Sororities and fraternities are hella pagan. Absolutely. Now, hella, are you from Cali? Those are the people I heard hella. Cam the King, now Maine. I love High School Musical. No, not a drug dealer. No. I used to sell a pretty expensive vacuum cleaner door to door. Best job I've ever had in my life. And I had my own business with it up until just a couple years ago. So no, I'm not pushing, not pushing the drugs. A gallon of gas is under $4. Bless your local witches with one and a lit match. Hello, s'more. Barely. They barely under $4. Oh, I know. Yeah, Tom Brady says Giselle built him an altar for his game. She's from Brazil and South America, has the Nazi connection. Wow. Didn't know that she had the Nazi connection, but definitely knew that she was doing that witchcraft before those games. And he was bragging about it. She was bragging about it. And nobody batted an eye. And I think if I'm not mistaken, she said she was a white witch, trying to insinuate she was good. Wait, you said, why don't you pay the Jewish handyman because he keeps just the tip at birth? What? Wait. Okay, hold on. I see some comment. I get what you're saying. I agree at heart. At the end of the day, they still winning willfully either way. You look at the Nation of Islam, they seem crazy. Yeah, I've definitely, yeah, like the three-headed scientist and the triple darkness. Yeah, I've looked into quite a few things they're saying. Now, I can say that based on what I'm researching right now for the next upcoming video, I see where the white man is the devil comes from. Now, hear me clearly. I am not saying that the white man is the devil. I'm saying I think I know what they mean by the white man is the devil. And it really doesn't even have anything to do with like colonization or anything like that. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. But we'll talk about that soon enough. But I mean, what I think, yeah, I think they're a little weird, especially with all the rhetoric that they do talk about the white man, and then their whole founder is a white man. It's a lot. It's a lot. He said a large amount, if not a majority of people who have done DMT all claim to be visited by creatures that look like aliens or demons. Yeah, no. That's crazy. I just feel like there has to be a spiritual component to it. Because when you say you were visited, that's almost, to me, I'm like, okay, did you know that I was doing DMT and then you came to see me? No, I don't know. Or is that something that you experience while you're in that state of mind? And so that you're able to see the spiritual things. Okay, so you're okay. Thank you. Okay, I didn't read the next comment. Seems like DMT is a gateway to the spiritual world we can't see with the naked eye. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, gotta be. Because how you know where I stay? When they came to visit. No, I'm from the greatest nation in the greatest nation in the nation, Texas. Oh, California is a failed society. Okay, I asked you that because people from California say hella, and so I just thought, I know. Hustling since day one. You're right. I've been hustling. Shoot, I've been working since my first job was at 15. So I'm trying. I got a different hustle now. But yeah, from back then I was restaurants and all kinds of stuff. Now I'm just like, no, I wouldn't even say hustle. I wouldn't say hustle. But yeah, I do try to get that money. I do. But I don't like to live for it. I have a motto in which I probably shouldn't have said it out loud because I feel like the Lord be testing me on it. But I say I'd rather be broke than fake. And yeah, I definitely live that. The Jesuits run it all. Yeah. You said the white man's the devil. So how does the white man get salvation? I don't think that they believe that he does get salvation. Yeah, I don't think so. Matter of fact, I don't think that does the Nation of Islam believe in salvation. You said the founder is a white dude. I thought he was. That's like me being a founder of the KKK. You think he's ethnic? Well, let me. Farhad. I thought he was a white man. I mean, he could be just bright, but no, they bringing up somebody totally different. This is not. Oh wait. Let me put him on the screen. You said the Nation of Islam just policing blowing people up. Listen, I don't know about that, but that's funny. I mean, he might just be bright, but I don't be putting it past these people because, oh, I didn't put it on screen, y'all. Sorry. Ooh, my tummy is growling. Okay, so this is him. Supposedly their founder. I mean, but that's just like the NAACP. It's more white people on the NAACP than it is black folk. And most of them were the Freemasons. And when I say the Freemasons, I mean the founders of it. I mean like Adam Weishaupt. That type of. They're talking about he has, hold on, can y'all see this one? Let me see if I can, okay, yeah, it's on the screen. So this is Wallace Muhammad. This is the founder of the Nation of Islam. So, I mean, he look black to you? I mean, he might not be white, but one of his other names is Fred the Greek. Okay. They said that some speculate that Farhad, I think that's how you pronounce his name, was Turk or Greek. He had been known as Fred the Greek and Fred the Turk in 1908. Some claim Farhad was a white man, perhaps from New Zealand. Farhad indicated his background in records from 1920. Wait, Farhad indicated that background in records. Oh, he indicated that background in records from 1920. In 1924, he married a Spanish woman. He claims he had been born in Madrid, Spain. Either way, he ain't coming out saying he was black. Look at this man. I mean, I guess. You said, Texas used to have their own banknotes. It wanted to be separate. I know. I thought they were still kind of thinking about doing that. But I haven't heard anything about it in years. So I don't know. I mean, it might be nice with the way everybody else is going. Again, I remember when I first learned we were about to move to Texas, I was like, no. Because I thought it was going to be all cowboy boots and, and horses, but it wasn't. It wasn't that at all. I mean, yes, there are cowboy boots and horses, but it's definitely a lot more to it. Now they're trying to cover up the founders of the NAACP on Wikipedia. They're naming all the Black people that were affiliated with it. Well, the white ladies they're naming. They'll name them, but they're not naming the white men that were involved with creating it. That's dishonest. That is definitely dishonest right there. Yeah, it didn't get much traction. Yeah. You said he's a Mexican. Imagine the power and influence in them secret societies that have had hundreds of years to plan, while tags struggle to plan out your outfit for the next day. Yeah. That's what they were created for. And not even hundreds of years. We're talking about centuries of time. I just found out that college is in the Bible. And the college is the same thing as a school, like a mystery school, where they teach initiates sacred knowledge and things like that. I just found out that it was outing somebody who was affiliated with the college. I was like, okay. Exactly. He don't look Black to me. He didn't look Black to me. If he is, my bad. But so what are they? Like I'm saying, that's one of the crazy things about it. You got all this guff, and you're all this pro-Black and all this other stuff, but that's your founder. So what else? Information wasn't widely spread back then. Back in the day, everything was on a need-to-know basis. That's where myths, legends, rumors, old wives' tales, etc. came from. I don't know. I'm starting to think that they saw something. Like, I'm starting to think these people actually saw something. Like myths. I'm coming to find out that these myths, or these so-called myths and so-called legends and stuff, these were real historical accounts that people were recording. And because it sounded, you know, where they messed up is that all the personification of creation, you know, how they made the cloud, you know, a god, and the water has a god, you know, that kind of stuff throws people off. And I'm not saying that stuff is true at all, but it sounds too colorful for people. And so they don't believe it. But again, I'm starting to realize that these myths, I think these people really saw this stuff. And the crazy thing is that it didn't need to spread like that. Because if you look at every civilization, they all have the same stories. I know people think, oh, you know, creation is such a copy. No, it's just they all had the same exact experience. And they wrote about it. But as far as the need to know basis, only the sacred so-called knowledge, it was only told to a select few. And they could only pass that knowledge on once they were about to die. But I don't know. I think the ancients, I think they knew some stuff. You said, Elsa, you make a great, excellent point. Folks don't take advantage of the mass amount of information at one's fingertips with a simple search now. No, they definitely don't do that. They do not do that. You said what verse in regards to college? Well, let me look it up. Let me bring it up. I'll put it on the screen. Okay, y'all know I like Blue Letter Bible. So in Blue Letter, I probably have told y'all this before, but Blue Letter Bible, you can look up words and it'll show you every instance that they have in the word. Okay, so putting this on the screen. Okay, hopefully y'all can see that. Okay, so in 2 Kings 22 and 14, and then in 2 Chronicles 34 and 22, it's talking about Hilkiah. Hold on, let me get to these. Okay, she dwelt in Jerusalem at the college. Now look what it says about what college is. Comes from the word misne, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce it. But it means double, copy, second, repetition. The copy of the law, second in rank, second in age. A second rank, the second place, whether the order be regarded or the whether the order be regarded or the dignity and honor. Oh, I can't read today. The second priest, one next after the high priest. There was one definition that I saw that was like, okay. It says something about the second degree. That's not where I want to go. Let me look at the primitive root. Okay, so the college, and this is the primitive root, is not where you have to go, but gives really, really good information. To repeat, to do again, to change, to alter. And then look at number 4. It says to disguise oneself. And what do the mystery schools do? They disguise themselves as true knowledge while giving you false knowledge. False prophecies and facts. But yeah, so again, that's where you can read that at and go check out what happened with that prophet. I'm not going to get into that all tonight because it's getting kind of late, but yep. Okay, y'all. So I think the myths of creations are the Nephilim and the creatures the fallen angels created when they tampered with genetics. I think the myths of the creations are the Nephilim. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I've read almost every creation story that there is. And I've even read how the ancient mystics felt about the creation. And again, I'm going to show y'all that in the next video. I don't want to tell too much, but even they believed that the great flood happened because of the sin of the mystics and how they were heavy sorcerers and and caused the downfall of their civilization. So again, everybody has the same story. And there's no way that it would have gotten all around the world like that. It's like all the different restaurants having fried chicken, but fry it differently. At the end of the day, it's the truth, but the interpretation of it is subjective. Now, yes, exactly. I think that's what happens. Exactly. Holy crap, the high for tomorrow is 2 degrees. Jesus, take me now. I'm ready. No, not over 2-degree weather. No, that's really cold though. I'd be somewhere bundled up. You said there might very well be blizzard people in the mountains. It's super dark. You can't see nothing. At least in the earth. If they're not in the mountains, they're at least in the earth. And it's just so weird that so many civilizations talk about these people. Rosie O'Donnell is always watching and hiding the shadows. Check under your mattress in your closet. Yeah, that would be kind of scary if she popped out. I'm not gonna lie. Isn't there something like 187 known flood stories all saying the same thing in cultures across the world at ancient times? From what I've seen. And they try to act like, oh, it's such and such is copying. I don't think so. I don't think they're just copying from one another, because they have different names. They have it in their language, and they have it in the way that their culture would see things. They illustrate it that way. So, yeah. I don't think these are just copies. You think Texas is a nice place to move or live at? It depends on where you go. I think there are some. From what I've experienced, I hated it when I first moved here, but now it's not so bad. I feel like they actually hold on to a sense of morals and values here. I think they stand up for the rights of people. I guess something constitutionally. Because people out here don't play about taking their guns and stuff like that. Like they don't play out here. And honestly, I feel quite safe because I know somebody got a gun on their hip. Would I say that I'm a liberal? Heck no. Absolutely not. No. Constitutional care was the best thing for law-abiding citizens. I know. And people didn't they think that it was just going to be an all-out war like it is in Chicago when that happened? And it hasn't been. It hasn't been. Like I've heard, obviously people get killed and stuff here, but you don't hear about no 5-10 people getting killed all at the same time out here. And I don't want to speak that into existence. I'm just saying that people don't play like that. You don't see Karens acting a fool. Like you just don't see certain stuff. And again, I obviously can't be all places in Texas, but where I'm at, You said liberals make good long pork. Okay. I don't know what that means. Chicago ain't even top 10 for crime rates in cities. That's the crazy part. It's not? I ain't know that because, they make it like Chicago murder capital. Yes, the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. Yes. They have done studies saying states with constitutional carry crimes rates have gone down by large, noticeable numbers. And that's good to hear because they know that, because the way I see it, I even hate going to places where they have, guns are not permitted here. Okay, great. But all that lets me know is that you're letting the criminals know that we're all unarmed and we're sitting ducks. And I don't like that. If they know something, a hot one can get popped in them real quick, if they try some funny stuff, they go sit down. But unfortunately, again, the killers are always going to find a way to kill. Unfortunately. And so they'll do it in the dark of night. Houston is higher than Chicago. Houston has been coming on the map lately. I don't know what's going on out there, but they're turning into like an Atlanta type of place real quick. Atlanta, Chicago. It's like all the things that are prevalent in those two places are all finding their way to Houston. And I've noticed that Houston always has a lot of floods, but I'm noticing a lot more flooding out there, a lot more tornadoes and stuff go through there now. Like, I don't even like Houston. I try not to even go, to be honest. I think it's more so, I just don't like going to Houston. Chicago's not even top 20, and that's good. And I wonder when that happened. Because remember when they booted that one lady out with the short hair? They said she had her town running amok out there. So, maybe. I don't want to hear about no place, being a murder capital or nothing like that. So I don't know. But all right, y'all. It's getting kind of late and my stomach is growling. You said all the drill rappers are dead or locked up. Sorry, not sorry, Dirk and Vaughn. Yeah, it has been kind of quiet on the drill rapper scene, I will admit. But I think that's good. Because people are seeing that there's only, I don't know how they didn't know this before, but they're seeing that it's only one or two ways. Either you're going to be dead or you're in jail. You said I should get get myself a hi-fi. Is it a hi-fi system? A hi-fi? What is that? Hold on. Okay, so it's like just a streaming. Sounds like this is like one of the stereo systems my dad used to have when we were younger. I definitely gotta do some upgrading. For sure. Get a whole little setup for these lives. That'll be great. But in due time. But y'all, it's about to be 10:30. I know. Do you hear it? You said you ordered some barbecue and mashed potatoes. I made some pork chops and some rice, So I'm about to go grub on that and then finish writing. Again, will do my best to get this video out either tomorrow or the next day. And still got some things in the work as far as the panel and the Bibles, the question and answer Bible study. Still got that coming up, just putting the finishing touches on all those ideas. And then I'll have that presented for you guys here soon. Other than that, I thank each and every person that came out to join us tonight. Each and every person that contributes. Really just your presence, really. I appreciate that. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Oh, yep. Hold on. Yep. One last question. I almost clicked the button. What's going on? Oh, bye. I'm going to wait on this last question just so I don't cut it off. Good to see you too. Can the King. See you soon. Nope, you still there? Okay, cool. Would you be interested in being part of an information news platform starting out with a website that published various articles, all Christian based? It's okay about the typing. Being part of an information news platform starting out with, I mean, yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting. Just I need some details. I definitely need some details. Yeah. So like a Christian news type of how they used to have. I'm pretty sure they do still have it, but I stopped paying attention to them a long time ago because it started getting a little non-Christian. So I was like, okay. But yeah, definitely. I just need information. Good job with the videos. Listen, appreciate that. I really do. I really appreciate that. The Boule Secret Society video did really good. Looking forward to other ones. Yes, I appreciate that. I do got more coming. Yeah, I do everything myself, like all the reading and the writing and all that kind of stuff. So just try not to put out just any and everything. So that's why I like to check in with you guys every week now, so that you know I'm still here. But I'm not just posting stuff to post, just to do it. I want it to be legit information you guys can hang on to. Have you seen the gang ties to Freemasonry? The OGs have pictures in Masonic lodges. That's sus. I think I have heard something about that. But I wouldn't be surprised. Why wouldn't they be structured like Freemasonry? So. You said it could even be like an email newsletter or something. Absolutely. And I know somebody had asked me before about having a website where I have all this information. I do have a website that I've posted my articles to. I just want to clean it up a little bit before I let y'all know what it is. Like it's been up for a while, but I want to link. I want to have in-house links so that you guys can go to articles with the same information and then all kinds of stuff. So I'm just cleaning that up and then I'll get that information to you guys, but for sure. You said, I hate to say it, but something like InfoWars meets New York Tribune, actually professional. Yeah. Yep. That'll kind of be what it is. Now, I hadn't thought about the newsletter and stuff like that, but you know, I don't have a problem with that. Even when I had my dance company out here, I had a little newsletter, and it was pretty popular. Yes, Patreon and website, working on the double, absolutely. But I want to thank you guys because again, I told y'all I'm a fake perfectionist, but knowing that people are enjoying the videos and enjoying the information, it just makes me push and I guess do things that I would just let fall to the wayside. You said that was it. That was the question. Yes. So to answer your question, yes, absolutely. And yeah, we can put our brains together and get something going so that people can go read information. Because I know sometimes I don't like to watch videos. I like to read, and then sometimes I like to watch videos. And so yeah, I want to be able to get a mixture of that. There's a content creator. Oh, wait, there's a video note of the creator of the Gangster Disciples and a black peace stones in a Masonic lodge holding up a Masonic April, pledging allegiance to their set and masonry. All the people in the video. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, still relatively small. I know, right? Exactly. I want to be able to do it while I'm still small. Hopefully, to get that up there. Have on their gang colors and then Masonic clothing and aprons. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. All right, y'all. But bye again. Bye again, y'all. See you next time.